Alright, episode 1 of The Bad Batch. So, I'm really enjoying this series. I think it's great. And it's so awesome that we have a sequel to The Clone Wars. Because for years, Disney just ignored the prequel era like it didn't even exist. So, I'm really glad that it's finally getting some acknowledgement. And this episode is awesome. It's over an hour long, so it's like a mini movie. And I think it really sets the tone great, and it's just a great beginning to the series. And I really like the beginning when we see Order 66 and we see a young Kanan or Caleb, and then you start to see Crosshair. He's a bit off, and I really enjoyed the banter between all the different Bad Batch clones. I wasn't sure about them before the show because I enjoyed their arc in season 7, but you never know until you actually see the show, you know? The animation in this show is just stellar. It's very similar to season 7 of Clone Wars, and I'm so glad that with this series they did the Clone Wars animation and they didn't try to do Rebels or Resistance animation. This stuff just looks so good, and it's top notch here. Like, it looks better than it ever has. So one thing I was really worried about going to the show was Omega. I was worried when I saw the trailer that they were going to have a kid tag along, and in the first episode, I was just really relieved that she wasn't annoying. She wasn't a bad character, and I'm really interested to see where her character is going to go and what's going to happen with her, because they're setting up a bit of a mystery with her. Like, what makes Omega so special? Also, the beginning, when they do the whole Clone Wars introduction, that was so great. Hearing Tom Kane do that classic opening one more time was amazing. And it was just so awesome how the Clone Wars logo just sort of burned into the Bad Batch, really showing you like this is a sequel. And man, I loved it. So good. So the Bad Batch themselves, Hunter, Echo, Wrecker, Crosshair, they're all great. I really enjoy all of them. They each play off of each other very nicely, and I enjoy their banter back and forth. And Crosshair is really interesting because his inhibitor chip is slightly activated. So he is actually attempting to follow orders, and they keep mentioning throughout the episode, it's like, since when do you have a problem with following orders? You've never done it in the past. And that just creates really great drama in the episode with him and the other members of the Bad Batch. Tarkin shows up, and it's always great to see Tarkin. So he is there reevaluating the clones, because as he mentions in the episode, they can get normal people to pretty much be their military and half the cost of the clones. So we know eventually that they're going to ditch the clones and move on to stormtroopers and just have normal people join up. I really liked when he had a mission for the Bad Batch to go take out the insurgents, the separatist insurgents, and when they go to Onderon, you find out that it's Saw Gerrera and his batch of rebels that we met in season 4 or 5 of the Clone Wars. And it's just so cool, and they even mention that you're Saw Gerrera, Anakin Skywalker and Captain Rex taught you. And it was really cool seeing him, and they had some really great lines. So first impressions of the Bad Batch are great. I'm really looking forward to checking out the rest of the series, and hopefully it lives up to my high expectations of the Clone Wars, because that was such a great series that any sequel to it will have to be just as good, if not better.